Hi everyone! This is an updated, improved tutorial for my bonnet head with long ties. It's one of the most trending winter accessories on Pinterest, and even a beginner can crochet it. You'll need yarn. I'm using mohair, which I'll be holding triple. By the way, I have 2 blue strands and 1 white strand, a 6.5mm crochet hook, scissors, a measuring tape, and a yarn needle to weave in the ends at the end. A few more words about the yarn. This bonnet here I crocheted in the fall, and this one is the result of this tutorial. They're almost identical in size. Both are crocheted with a 6.5mm hook with approximately the same tension. Both are made from mohair held triple, but here I used one type of mohair and here I used a different mohair. Both bonnets, of course, were washed and blocked. I wear this bonnet almost every day, and I want to say that it turned out more dense, heavier, and holds its shape better. Even though I didn't crochet it very tightly, you can even see small gaps. And the second bonnet turned out thinner, I guess. You can also notice the difference on the ties. And I think the reason is the different yarn. So if you want a denser result, choose mohair with a similar composition to this one, or even take, for example, 1 strand of merino and 1 strand of mohair for airiness. And if you want a thinner but very fluffy result, then go for Elise or yarns with a similar composition. Now let's take a look at the sketch. We'll start crocheting from this top part, this rectangle. Here it is on the finished bonnet, and then we'll crochet the main body of the bonnet in a semicircle like this. Then we'll add the bottom ribbon, then the front ribbon, first this part, and then the part with the ties. On the finished bonnet, it looks like this. Here is the top rectangle, the main body, the bottom ribbon, the first part of the front ribbon, and the second part of the ribbon with the ties. We start by making a slip knot. Then we chain 11. And make 2 more chains to move up to the next row. Yarn over, count the first chain from the hook, insert the hook into it, and make a half double crochet. Pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. This gives us a half double crochet, and actually it's already the second one because the 2 chains count as the first stitch. Next, yarn over again, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. This is our third half double crochet, and we continue working half double crochets into each chain all the way to the end of the row. I've finished the first row, and now we need to make sure we have 11 stitches total, including the first 2 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Next, we chain 2. Turn the work, and from this point on we'll be working front post and back post half double crochets, alternating rows just like in knitting. 1 row of front post half double crochets, I'll call them just front stitches for short, and the next row of back post half double crochets, I'll call them just back stitches. We start with the right side row, yarn over, skip the first stitch. These 2 chains already count as your first front stitch. Find the second stitch and insert the hook from back to front around the post. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And we do this with every stitch across the row. And don't forget to work into these 2 chains at the end. They also count as a stitch. Next, chain 2 and turn the work. We skip the first stitch, and now we will insert the hook not like we did in the previous row, but like this, kind of from behind. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. And we work this way to the end of the row. I'm at the end of the row. Don't forget to crochet into the 2 turning chains. And now we can already see how the texture is forming. This is the wrong side, and the braids are going horizontally. And this is the right side, and the braids are going vertically. And we will continue alternating rows, 1 right side row and 1 wrong side row. Chain 2. They always count as a full stitch. And now we have a right side row, so we insert the hook like this. Don't forget to work into the turning chains at the end of the row. That was a right side row, and the next one will be a wrong side row. Chain 2, turn the work, skip the first stitch, and now insert the hook like this. And we continue crocheting this way until we have a total of 14 rows, including the very first row where we worked regular half double crochets. I've crocheted 14 rows total, including the very first row of regular half double crochets. My piece measures approximately 12 centimeters in length and 7 centimeters in width. And I finished on the right side. Next, we will work the edging in a semicircle from here to here. And this part here is the forehead. We will not crochet into it. Chain 2. And these already count as the first stitch. On this side, we need to work 14 stitches, and we have exactly 14 mesh spaces here. Since the 2 chains already count as the first stitch, we skip this first mesh space and insert the hook directly into the second one and make a half double crochet. This is stitch number 2. And we continue working into each mesh space. 3, 4, 5, 12, 13, and 14 goes directly into the corner mesh space. Next, into this same corner, we work 1 more half double crochet. This is the corner stitch, the turning stitch, number 15. And now we move on to edging this side. The first half double crochet on this side is worked into the same corner mesh space. We remember that on this side we originally had 11 stitches. Logically, we could work into the tops of these braids, into these little holes, but since my fabric is very airy, I want to continue working into the mesh spaces. Because we have 11 braids here, we only have 10 mesh spaces, so in the middle I'm going to work 2 stitches into 1 mesh space. So this was our first half double crochet. This is number 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the same mesh space 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now we need to turn again, so into this same corner mesh space, we work one more half double crochet. And on this side, we also need to work 14 half double crochets. And the first one again goes into this corner. So this is 1. This is 2. 3, 13, and 14. And now we're going to start working the main body, going back and forth in a half circle like this. From this point on, we're not making any increases. We keep the stitch count we already have, 41 stitches. Let's count them together. 14 stitches on this side plus 1 corner stitch, that's 15. 14 stitches on the other side plus 1 corner stitch, another 15, and 11 stitches along this side. 41 stitches total. This is important because at the bottom of the main body we will have a ribbon. So first we'll crochet the main body of the bonnet and then the ribbon at the bottom. The ribbon pattern is following 2 front stitches, 1 back, 2 front, 1 back. So 1 repeat equals 3 stitches. On this side, right at the beginning, I have 2 front stitches and 1 back stitch. It's not very visible here. And on the other side, closer to the edge, I also have 2 front stitches and 1 back stitch. On both edges, I have 2 front stitches. For this to work, we need a stitch count that is divisible by 3 plus 2 extra stitches. 41 is perfect. So we make 2 chains, turn the work, and now we are on the wrong side, which means we're going to work back stitches. We skip the first stitch and insert the hook like this from behind the post. And we continue working back stitches across the entire row. The only thing you need to be careful with is the corners where we previously had increases. We are not increasing anymore, but all 3 stitches in the corner areas must be worked. Here we also had 2 stitches worked into 1 mesh space, and at this corner as well. I'm at the end of the row. Don't forget to work into the turning chains. And you can see how the bonnet is starting to curve nicely. Count your stitches. You should have 41. Next, chain 2. Turn the work. And now we are on the right side, and the braids will be going down like this. From here on, everything is very simple. 1 row of front stitches, 1 row of back stitches. Front stitches, back stitches. Remember that the first 2 chains always count as the first stitch, and at the end of each row, don't forget to work into those 2 chains. We already worked 1 edging row. That one does not count, and we have completed 1 row of the main body. In total, we need 23 rows of the main body, which means 22 rows from this point. On the sketch, this is our top piece, this is the edging row, and now we crochet 23 rows of the main body. The reason we had 41 stitches in the top piece is so that the bottom ribbon pattern works out nicely. And the reason we need 23 rows here is so that later the front ribbon in the ties pattern line up correctly. We'll meet again once the 23 rows of the main body are finished. The edging row does not count. I've completed 23 rows, not counting the edging row. The vertical length is about 20 centimeters and the horizontal width is about 14 centimeters. I'm on the right side and you should be as well. We are moving on to crocheting the bottom ribbon. As I mentioned earlier, the pattern is 2 front stitches, 1 back stitch. I start by making 2 chains. And these 2 chains already count as the first front stitch. Then I work the second front stitch. And next 1 back stitch. And we continue repeating the pattern. 2 front stitches, 1 back stitch, all the way to the end of the row. Everything worked out perfectly for me. Front, front, back, front, front. It should line up the same way for you if you had 41 stitches and if you counted the first 2 chains at the beginning of the row as the first front stitch. Make 2 chains, turn the work, and we are on the wrong side. Here the ribbon looks different. The pattern is now back, back, front, back, back, front. We crochet back stitches over back stitches and front stitches over front stitches. This is the first back stitch, then the second back stitch, and 1 front stitch. Again, 2 back stitches, and 1 front stitch. And we continue like this until the end of the row. I'll meet you there. I'm at the end of the row, finishing the last repeat. Make 2 chains, turn the work, and we work a right side row, 2 front stitches, 1 back stitch. Just a reminder, the 2 chains count as the first front stitch. This is the second front stitch, and the next one is a back stitch. and we continue in the same way. At this point, we have started the third row of ribbon, and in total we need 7 rows of ribbon. I'll meet you again once all 7 rows of ribbon are finished. I've completed 7 rows and my ribbon is 5 centimeters tall, and this is the point we are at right now. If you look at the unfolded diagram, we are right here. Now we're going to crochet this section. We are still on the right side, but as you can see, the ribbon now will be worked as wrong side stitches. This is so that later when we fold it up like this, the right side ends up on the outside. Let's look at the finished bonnet. Here we have the right side and the ribbon is worked on the wrong side, but when we fold it up like this, the right side of the ribbon is on the outside. Actually, even without folding it, it still looks nice, and you can pull it down to cover your face, for example, when it's windy. What's important here is that we'll start the pattern with 2 back stitches and we will finish it with 2 back stitches, so that the ribbon and later the ties look neat and symmetrical. If your stitch count matches mine, 11 stitches on the top piece, plus 1 stitch on each side from the edging, 23 rows of the main body, and 7 rows of ribbon, then you should have 73 stitches along this edge. But we need 74 stitches, so right here in the middle we will make 1 increase. Now I'm just going to switch my third white strand to a blue one. By the way, if you've made it to this point, I think it's a good moment to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. Let's start the ribbon. Chain 2, and these already count as the first of the 2 back stitches. Next, the second back stitch, then 1 front stitch. Then again 2 back stitches and 1 front stitch. We continue like this until we reach the middle of the top piece. I'm near the middle of the top piece, and this is where we need to make 1 increase. We simply work 1 half double crochet into this mesh space. Then we check the rib pattern. Here I have front, back, back, front. We count the increase as the first back stitch, and the next stitch, worked as usual, becomes the second back stitch. Now everything lines up again. We continue working the ribbon according to the pattern, and here we will finish with 2 back stitches. Let's meet here. I'm at the end of the row and I have 2 stitches left for the 2 back stitches. Next, as usual, we chain 2, turn the work, and simply continue working 6 more rows of ribbon, exactly the same way we worked the bottom ribbon. So 7 rows total. I've finished 7 rows of the front ribbon, and the next step is adding the ties, this part right here. Right now we are at this point. We chain a certain number of chains depending on how long you want your ties to be. For me, this will be 120 chains. It's important that this number is divisible by 3. So we've chained our chains, and here we cut the yarn. Next, we attach the yarn on the other side, chain the same number of chains, and then we turn the work, chain 2, and work the next row in the opposite direction. This row will consist of regular half double crochets. We reach the ribbon, work the ribbon according to the pattern, then reach the second tie, and along the chains we also work half double crochets. We reach the edge, turn the work, and from here we start making the ribbon. This way everything turns out even and symmetrical. But if we do not cut the yarn, if we chain from this side, turn the work a row of half double crochets and then the ribbon, the second tie will start 1 row higher. and that is not symmetrical. So once again, chain your number of chains, a number divisible by 3, and cut the yarn. Then attach the yarn to the other side and continue working. I'm going to chain 120. I've chained 120. Now I cut the yarn and make a knot at the end. I chain 1 and tighten it like this. Now we're going to attach the yarn on the other side. Make a slip knot. Insert the hook into the corner mesh space. Pull the slip knot through. Chain 1 and tighten it. And chain your number of chains. I've chained 120. Next, we'll make 2 more chains. Count the first chain from the hook. And we will work the entire row in half double crochets into each chain. And I'll meet you at the corner. I'm finishing the tie. And from this point, we simply continue working the ribbon. Back, back, front, back, back, front. And in this case, we do not skip the first back stitch like we did before. We work it and then work the ribbon as usual. But before you start working the second tie, make sure to stay with me. I'll tell you something important. I've reached the corner and I have 2 back stitches left. We work both of them. Next, in each chain we work half double crochets. That part is clear, but be careful. Then we will chain 2 and turn the work, and we were on the wrong side and we will end up on the right side. This means that when we turn, our ribbon pattern will be 2 front, 1 back, 2 front, 1 back. And since our number of stitches is divisible by 3, at the end we'll have 2 front, 1 back. And then again 2 front, so the ribbon will continue evenly. After that, you can calmly continue working the remaining rows. So we work the row of half double crochets and meet at the tip. I've finished the row. I counted again and made sure I have 120 stitches, so I chain 2. And turn the work. And remember, the 2 chains already count as our first front stitch. The next one is also front. And then back. And then we continue in the same way. The row where we worked half double crochets was our first row of the ties. Now we've started the second one, a full ribbon row, and we keep crocheting. And here, when the second tie starts, you just continue following the ribbon pattern. In total, we need to work 7 rows, including the first row of half double crochets. I have worked all 7 rows, and now we just cut the yarn, chain 1 more, and tighten it. The length of the tie turned out to be about 96 centimeters. The next step is to weave in the ends using a yarn needle. And here's the final result. I really hope your bonnets turned out beautiful. I would love to see what you made. Feel free to send me your results on Instagram. And if you'd like, you can follow me there too. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon.